From feuds that captured the entire internet to national rivalries that electrified the crowd, pro competition in Mortal Kombat 11 was an esport that pedaled along despite numerous obstacles. The scene started as offline, then shifted to online, and then went back to offline competition without missing a beat between April 2019 and August 2023. With these changes in venues and the long life cycle of the game, many pro players have seen the spotlight, but only a handful have reigned terror for multiple years. So that leaves the hardest question up for continuous debate. Who was the best player in MK11? Was it the declared MK11 GOAT after EVO 2023? Was it the most dominant NRS competitor of all time? Or was it the Chilean twins that never lost a tournament for multiple years straight and had the commentators calling them robots? In this video, we will take a deep dive into tournament results and go over the lore of MK11 Pro Play to try and answer that question. Let's start off with some honorable mentions. A top 10 list would have gotten me in a whole ton of trouble because there's more than 10 players that deserve a top 10 spot, but two honorable mentions to the top 5 are Foxy Grandpa and Waz. These honorable mentions aren't solely based on results, they're also here because they had a unique impact on the MK11 Pro scene, and that can't be understated. That's just as important as Sonic Fox winning 1,000 tournaments. Our first honorable mention is a Foxy Grandpa. From the sources I used, Foxy finished top 8 in 9 different tournaments during MK11 and made top 8 in every single offline EVO of MK11. He is the only player to place top 8 in every single offline EVO, and he placed 4th in both 2022 and 2023. Our second honorable mention is Waz. Waz solidified himself as the best Mortal Kombat player from Australia and made the trip around the world to all 3 offline EVO events, placing in the top 24 twice. On top of the tournaments, he paved the way for competitive MK11 players to grow a brand outside of their placements at offline events. His results in terms of YouTube growth and his attendances / placements in the offline competitive scene highlight that. Growing the game would be an understatement when you're talking about somebody like Waz. Now that we've covered the honorable mentions, let's go ahead and talk about the 4th and 5th best players in Mortal Kombat 11. In my opinion, these two spots would be held by Nicholas and Rewind, but let's go ahead and discuss why so we can go ahead and place them. Nicholas and Scorpion Prox are hard to place because they battled for first so many times that their wins are divided up. Grand finals between the twins consisted of their Nightwolf mirror matches or random selecting because there were truly no worthy challengers for them for almost 2 years straight. If we were to just combine the two into one person and let's say call them twins, they would have 4 offline first place major finishes and an EVO 2022 trophy. That is Sonic Fox levels of domination in this game. But they are 2 separate players, and despite that, I'm still going to put Rewind in the 5th spot for the best player in Mortal Kombat 11. Rewind defeated Nicholas at EVO 2022 to take 2nd place home and ended the twins' reign of 1st and 2nd finishes. However, Nicholas placed 2nd at EVO 2023 after losing to ninjakilla, while Rewind placed 7th / 8th. I'm gonna go ahead and give Nicholas the slight edge over Rewind because the final set of grand finals went 3-2 to ninjakilla in one of the most electrifying finishes an MK title has ever had, and because at Combo Breaker 2022, Nicholas won the event whilst Rewind placed 3rd behind the twins. Hey, we could argue about 4th and 5th all day, but I think this is the proper placement and probably the most fair, even though I definitely lean towards being a Rewind fan more than a Nicholas fan. It's the USA bias, of course. I also understand Rewind won Celtic Throwdown in 2019, placing above Sonic Fox and Dragon at that event, but when I think of pure long-term domination, I think of Nicholas, which is why I'm going to give him the 4th place spot and Rewind the 5th. Remember, if you are a top 5 player in a game, you stand a shot at winning every single major tournament you attend. Now, let's discuss 3rd place. This is a really weird spot because I think I'm gonna have a crowd of people that are upset I place Sonic Fox below the people in spot number 1 and 2, but I'm also gonna have a group that thinks Sonic Fox should be below the 4th and 5th place spots. Making top 5s is just a dangerous endeavor, but I'm going for it. Hey, I understand Sonic Fox hasn't competed in an offline MK11 major in quite some time, but with a whole list of offline first place finishes that include multiple majors and the very first EVO trophy of MK11, it's hard not to put Sonic Fox in the 3rd spot. Sonic is one of the 3 offline EVO winners for MK11 and defeated ninjakilla in grand finals of Final Kombat in 2020. Despite placing below the twins, Rewind, and Foxy at EVO 2022, it is undeniable that Sonic Fox continued a reign of terror from MKX into the first year of MK11. with many considering that the most competitive part of a game's life cycle in the NRS scene. I also believe competing at EVO 2022 was Sonic giving fan service to the scene and competing for the sake of love of the title despite not grinding or playing it as much as other fighting games at that time. I think if Sonic Fox would have been playing MK11 as hard and focused as in 2019, the results in EVO 2022 could have looked very different. Okay, choosing between first and second feels like when IGN reviewed The Last of Us 2. No matter who I choose to put at number 1, I'm going to get backlash for the decision, and the points people make in response are going to be valid. Final reminder, a top 5 list is pretty subjective, and if you are a top 5 player, you could be the best player in the world on any given day. So let's take a systematic approach to deciding who is the best player in Mortal Kombat 11, and to do that we will start with tournament results. Both ninjakilla and Scorpion Prox have an offline EVO trophy. Scorpion Prox won EVO 2022 and ninjakilla won EVO 2023. The score is essentially all tied up when you take offline EVO into account. CEO and Combo Breaker are two important majors in the NRS scene, and I'm going to put them on the same level as 2021's online North American EVO. If you are unfamiliar, 2021's online EVO was segmented by region, so you had a North American winner, you had a European winner, etc. Scorpion Prox has placed first once at CEO and once at Combo Breaker, both of which being offline majors, whereas ninjakilla placed first in NA at EVO 2021, and for the sake of the argument, I believe NA to be the most competitive region currently in the Mortal Kombat scene, just in terms of quantity of good players. I'm going to call this a tie as well. That's because EVO is the champs of the FGC for all intents and purposes. This might seem unfair, and offline placements will always be more prestigious than online placements, but I believe if ninjakilla could have traveled to the tournaments, he would have. We talked about some tournament placements, but I wanted to further highlight why ninjakilla and Scorpion Prox are placed above Sonic Fox, especially because if you don't actively watch these tournaments, you might only know Sonic Fox and ninjakilla because they are from the USA. It's the greatest debate in any esport or sport. Remember MKX when everyone compared late game ninjakilla to prime Sonic Fox? It felt like the Michael Jordan versus LeBron James debate. There was no true right answer. Sonic Fox dominated the game in its prime, and then ninjakilla became almost unbeatable after Injustice 2 came out. Who would you call the better player at this moment right now? I believe most people would say ninjakilla's Liu Kang is unbeatable in MKX, but we never got to see the two titans collide when it felt like Sonic was a cheat code with the likes of Acidic Alien, Katana, and Aaron Black. So along that line of thinking, let's start with Scorpion Prox versus Sonic Fox. I think Scorpion Prox plays MK11 in its endgame life cycle at a higher level than Sonic Fox. Scorpion Prox won the last offline EVO that Sonic Fox competed in for MK11, in which Sonic placed 5th/6th. However, Scorpion Prox never competed at an offline when Sonic Fox was absolutely dominating the scene. I'm absolutely certain some people's top 5 lists would have Sonic Fox at number 1 for that early game performance, but I'm sticking with my decision here. Now, let's discuss why ninjakilla also falls trap to the Sonic Fox effect. At CEO 2019, Sonic placed first and ninjakilla placed 4th. Even worse, Sonic Fox 3-0'd ninjakilla in losers bracket to get there. In 2020 at Final Combat, Sonic Fox beat ninjakilla again in grand finals, going 3-1 and 3-1 in both sets, because Sonic Fox was making the run from the losers bracket. That's 2 sets in a row where Sonic Fox won by more than 1 game. So yeah, in the first year of MK11, Sonic Fox was clearly still better than ninjakilla. I mean, a 3-0 in the top 24, top 16, whatever it was, and then a 3-1 and 3-1 in grand finals. That's wild. That's almost domination. The point of all of that is both these top 2 players that I'm going to place above Sonic Fox have blemishes on their record that would place Sonic Fox first. But that's where I'm going to be sticking to my bias that this ranking is based on who would win a tournament tomorrow. If we were just to hold EVO 2023 and a half or whatever, who would win that tournament? I think both Scorpion Prox and ninjakilla would have better odds at winning it than Sonic. Back to ninjakilla versus Scorpion Prox. I think the spread of this matchup would be absolutely insane. I'm talking like 51% versus 49%, in a Combat League set. I think ninjakilla has slightly higher raw fighting game talent, whereas Scorpion Prox might know more about MK11 and its matchups than any other human on Earth. One has a robot level understanding of the way the game's frames, interactables, and hit/hurt boxes work, while the other is the king of improvisation and has smooth control over every match he plays. They both can clearly make ungodly reads and block/duck everything and execute almost any combo or tech you throw at them. However, I think I have my final verdict. I'm going to put ninjakilla in first and Scorpion Prox in second for 2 reasons. I've already talked a lot about this end of cycle bias, and ninjakilla won the final Evo that was just a month ago. And so it makes sense to say that he stands the greatest shot at winning another Evo if there was one tomorrow. The second reason is that ninjakilla actively competed at the beginning of the game's life cycle, and although he didn't topple the Sonic Fox reign then, I think it's fair to say we have a better idea of how ninjakilla has improved from 2019 to 2023. This isn't what I always thought. I actually thought the twins deserved the GOAT status for the longest time. You've probably heard me say that in past videos, probably like 6 months ago to a year ago. They reminded me so much of ninjakilla's MKX Liu Kang reigning supreme after the first couple years of the game being out. But despite every member of this top 5 list being able to win a major offline tournament on any given day, EVO 2023 really did decide that the GOAT of MK11 is in fact ninjakilla.